It's Megan here on the Lawson Farm. Today we're going to be talking about seasoning an old cast iron frying pan. So, you may have got grandma's old pan and it's rusty, not in good shape, or you may have found one at the antique store, and you want to season your cast iron and get that back to going again. So I've got an old pan here. I'm going to show y'all what this looks like. It's got some rust and crud all in it. So the first thing we want to do is get all that off. Now on my pan, it's pretty loose, so I'm just going to take a wooden spatula and just kind of scrape it off. If the rust is really thick and really tough, get you a wire brush or some steel wool and try to scrub that off. So we're going to work on getting this off. I've got most of that loose stuff off. Looks a little better, you can see there. So my next step is I'm going to take just regular table salt. Put me some in there. We don't want to wet cast iron unless we just absolutely have to. So, because water equals rust. So, we don't want to wet it unless we have to. So now I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to scrub using this salt that's in here. And that should clean this pan up the rest of the way for us. And now table salt, if you've got, like, after you start cooking with your pan, if you've got stuff that is stuck to your pan, salt is a good way, healthy way for the cast iron to get that stuff off. So you can see here, my little paper towel is turning dark. My pan's looking a lot slicker already. So we've got pan's good and clean. It already looks a whole lot better. It's definitely still got, it still needs to be seasoned again, because when your cast iron is seasoned correctly, it's going to look slick like glass. So our next step is seasoning it. So I season mine with my lard. So if you're interested in learning how to make your own lard, check out my previous video about how I rendered my own fat in the crock pot. So, but I'll be using lard. You can use Crisco, vegetable oil, anything like that. I just prefer doing it with my own. So I just take me a paper towel here. I'm going to get me a little of that out. And we're just going to go through and rub this oil all over the pan. We don't want to just do it on the surface that we're going to be cooking on. You want your cast iron to stay healthy. You want to do it all over it. That's handle, that's under the bottom, everywhere. Alright. So I've got my oven sitting on 400. So I'm going to cook it about roughly 30 minutes on 400 degrees. Get it back out. See if it's looking any slicker. If not, we will go through that process and put more oil on it and do it again. I have seen it, I have had to do it like up to 3 times to really get it how I wanted it. Because once these are treated correctly, they are completely non-stick. And plus, they're good. It's good for you to cook in a cast iron pan. I'm sure you've all heard this, because it puts iron into your food. So it is healthy to cook in a cast iron pan. Plus, nothing, I mean, it gives your food a totally different taste. Nothing can give it the taste that cast iron can. As you can tell, I'm a little in love with my cast iron pans, a little prejudice towards them, because that's, I don't know, once you start using it, you don't want to go back. Plus, you don't really wash them like you wash dishes. You pretty much wipe them out. So I think that is just awesome. Alright, so I'm going to put this in the oven. Let it do its thing for about 30 minutes. Alright, so just got my pan out. We're going to look at it here. See how much shinier that is? I think I'm actually going to do it one more time. So we'll just do the same process again. Just be careful this time because that pan's going to be hot. So you got to pick it up with the oven mitt. So I'm going to get me a little bit more lard. I think I'm going to let it go longer than 30 minutes this time. Maybe like, I'm going to do like an hour at 400. Because we want all this oil to eventually evaporate or absorb into the cast iron. And a lot of pans you get now are pre-seasoned, but you can still do it yourself, you know, after you get it. Like I said, it helps things not to stick. Also gives your food a good flavor. Alright, so I just got my pan out of the oven. It cooked about another hour on 400 degrees with that second coating of lard. And it is very slick and ready to use now. We are good and seasoned again. No more rust spots, nothing like that like it was before. And we just want to make sure you can feel it when you touch it. I mean, it's hot, so I'm going to try not to touch it, but it is very slick. Okay? Just want to show y'all this right here, too. These are some yeast rolls that I made tonight in my other cast iron pan. Hopefully be doing a video about those soon, how to, because they are delicious. But anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. If you haven't already, that just gives me a little more support and lets me know that you like it and for me to keep on doing what I'm doing. So, alright, y'all have a nice night.